Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to all of you. Students, I hope all of you are good and doing well at your home. I am also good, Alhamdulillah. So, students, as you all know that your monthly tests are going to be started from today, and today is your maths monthly test, and the topics which are coming in today's monthly test is has been already provided to you. So, what I want from all of you is to please carefully attempt your questions. Okay. First, what you have to do, carefully read your questions and then try to solve it in any rough copy and then pick the correct answer. Okay. So obviously today is your monthly test, so we are going to do some review of some of the topics that are coming in today's monthly test. Okay. So today is basically the reinforcement of algebra, and this is your overall lecture number 22. And let me introduce myself again. I am your math teacher, Miss Falaknas. So students, what we are going to review today, obviously the topic that are coming in your monthly test, not all the topics. I am repeating again, I'm not going to review all the topics. Okay, some of the topics that I felt might be you are feeling some difficulty, facing some difficulty. That's why I'm going to repeat it. So we are going to revise exercise number 9.1, and the topic that I have picked from exercise number 9.1 is word problems, and the second is from exercise number 9.2, base and exponent and ascending and descending order of algebraic expression. Okay, so these are the topics that are coming in your monthly test. Okay, so please keep it in your mind that you have to prepare this topic as well as some other topics as well. There's like exercise number 3.1 and 9.3 question number 1 only. I hope it is clear to all of you. So let's start from exercise number 9.1 and the word problems. So what is the first word problem? Asma bought P books from one shop and Q books from another shop. Okay, a girl with the name Asma, she bought P books. Okay, number of books, how many number of books are there? P. So if she bought P books from one shop and Q books from another shop, so find the total number of books Asma bought. Okay class, if you have this kind of word problem, so what you have to do, please make it sure that which operation is going to be applied here. Okay, please keep it in your mind. Please choose your answer wisely because this is very important. As you can see here, you have to find out total number. Okay, what you have to find out here? Total number. So whenever you are going to find out the total amount, total number, so what you will do, you will add the given numbers, okay, or given values. But before starting, we will make the data. So first you will write books bought from first shop. So number of books that bought from one shop is P, and the books that bought from another shop are Q. Okay, and then what you have to find out, you have to find out total number of books Asma bought. Okay, so after that, since you have decided that here you have to find out the total amount, means you have to add the given value. So what you will do, simply you will move on to the solution and simply write P plus Q inside the bracket. You will simply write P plus Q inside the bracket, and then you will write the units that are books. Okay, now you will write down the result. So what will be your result? Total number of books Asma bought is equals to P plus Q books. Okay, so I am repeating again, if you are going to attempt any such question in your monthly test, please try to solve it first in your copies, and please make sure that you are attempting the right operation. Yes, I know students. Yes, students, I know you have so many questions. Okay, no, your monthly test will be conducted just like your class test, means you have multiple choice questions. And students, I am repeating again, only first attempt will be considered only. Okay, only first attempt will be considered. If you are going to attempt your form second time, third time, or fourth time, so we are not going to consider your second attempt, third attempt, and fourth attempt. Is it clear? Yes, your monthly test will be conducted just like your class test. Okay, multiple choice questions. But please, I am repeating again, try to solve your questions first. Okay, try to first solve your questions in your copy and then pick the appropriate answer. Okay. Now move on to the next one, exercise number 9.1 again. And the second word problem is Hamza had rupees X and he spent rupees Y. What amount is left with him? Okay, Hamza had rupees X. Okay, one person or one boy, Hamza, with the name Hamza, he had rupees X and now he spent rupees Y. So what amount is left with him? So which operation we are going to apply it here? Since we are going to find out the amount that is left, so obviously we are going to apply here subtraction. Okay, we are going to apply here subtraction. So first we will make the data. So amount Hamza had, okay, amount Hamza had is equals to rupees X and amount he spent is equals to rupees Y. So what you have to find out? Here you have to find out amount left with him. Okay. So as you already decided that here what you have to do? You have to subtract it. So what will be your answer? Obviously you will write X minus Y. Okay, X minus Y inside the bracket and then your unit, and you know that your unit is very important. Okay, so you will write X minus Y inside the bracket and then you will write rupees. So the amount that left with him is X minus Y rupees. Okay, now then the result, you will write down the result here. Amount left with him is equals to X minus Y rupees. Okay, so this will be the result. I hope it is clear. Now move on to the next one. Find the cost of 20 bags if one bag cost rupees Y. Okay, what you have to find out here? You have to find out the cost of 20 bags if one bag cost rupees Z. Okay, now what operation you are going to apply it here? As you can see here, you have to find out the cost of 20 bags. Okay, and one bag, cost of one bag is given here. Okay, value of one thing is given here and you have to find out the value of more than one thing. So what you will do, you are going to multiply here. Okay, you are going to multiply the given values here. So please keep it in your mind, when value of one thing is given and you have to find out the total amount, total number. So what you will do, you will multiply. So first we will make the data. Okay, first we will make the data. So first you will write the total number of bags. Okay, students, please keep it in your mind. When I was checking your copies, algebra copies, what I have found that most of you didn't write this, the total number of bags. Okay, so first you will write down in the data that number of bags, total number of bags that are given. So the number of bags here is 20. Okay, total number of bags that are given here is 20, and obviously cost of one bag is equals to rupees Z. Okay, cost of one bag, what will be the cost of one bag? The cost of one bag is equals to rupees Z. Okay, and what you have to find out? You have to find out the cost of 20 bags. Okay, you have to find the cost of 20 bags. Here you can see that value of one thing is given and you have to find out the total amount. So what you will do, total amount of the given number of bags. So what you will do, you are going to multiply here. So how will you gonna multiply it? You will simply write 20. Okay, 20 multiplied by rupees Z. Okay, 20 multiplied by rupees Z. I'm repeating again, you will write here 20 multiply by rupees Z. Okay, and obviously as you know that in algebra we will not place the sign of multiplication. So what you will do, you will simply write like in this way. You will simply write rupees 20 Z. Okay, since you are doing it in algebra, that's why you can write it in this way as well. Okay, so you will simply write rupees 20 Z. Now, then the result. So what will be the result here? Cost of 20 bags is equals to rupees 20 Z. Cost of 20 bags is equals to rupees 20 Z. Okay, I am repeating again. Cost of 20 bags is equals to rupees 20 Z. So now moving on towards exercise number 9.1 again, and next what you have here, you have the question 5 boys. Okay, total number of boys here are 5 and they have to share p rupees among themselves. Class, please listen to this one very carefully because most of you are making so many mistakes in this type of question. So I am repeating this topic just because of this question. Okay, so please keep it in your mind that the point that I am going to tell you right now. First of all, here you have two values, 5 boys and p rupees. Okay, total number of boys and total number of rupees. Okay, and what they have to do, you have 5 boys and they have to share p rupees among themselves. Okay, they have to share p rupees among themselves. So find the share of each boy. What you have to find out here, you have to find out the share of each boy. Okay, so since you are going to find out the amount of each or amount of one person and total amount is given to you, so obviously what you are going to do, you are going to divide here. Okay, when you will perform division, you will perform division when you have to find out the amount or share of each one. Okay, I'm repeating again, when you are going to find out each of anything, so what you will do, you will apply division. Okay, please keep it in your mind. Okay, now first of all we will make the data, and as I am repeating again, first of all you will write down the number of boys. Okay, so the number of boys are 5. How many boys you have? 5. And the amount they have to be shared is rupees p. Amounts to be shared is equals to rupees p. And what you have to find out, you have to find out share of each boy. Okay, what you have to find out here, you have to find out share of each boy. So what you are going to do here, okay, since we have decided already, yes, yes students, I'm listening to, I'm reading your messages. Yes, you are right, all of you. Yes, what we have decided that if you have to find out the value of each thing, so we will perform division. So what you are going to divide, so here first of all you have to decide what is your numerator and what is your denominator. Okay, first you have to decide here what is your numerator and what will be your denominator. Since I am telling you that rupees, okay, the rupees, okay, the rupees will be your numerator, this rupees, okay, and total number of boys, that will be your denominator. So students, please choose your numerator and denominator very carefully. So what will be the solution? Simply you will divide rupees p divided by 5, means p will be your numerator and 5 will be your denominator, and you have to write p first because it is your numerator. Okay, so you can write it in this way as well, bracket p divided by 5 or p upon 5 bracket close or rupees. Okay, so this is the way to solve this question. Class, I am repeating again, what you have to do here, you have to choose your numerator and denominator wisely. Okay, the total number of boys will be your denominator and the amount to be shared will become your numerator. So you will always write your numerator first and denominator last. Now what will be the result? So share of each boy is equals to p upon 5 rupees, the very simple one. Okay, I hope it is clear to all of you. Now let's move on to the another topic. Now, what we are going to do, we are going to start our next topic. So, what we have to learn, we will learn the definitions of different topics, different terms, and then we will start our exercise 9.2. So, first of all, we will revise the definition of base. So, what is base? The base number tells what number is being multiplied. Okay, if you are going to multiply anything, so you have to, if you are doing it in algebra, so there is a different way to write down the number that are being multiplied. So the numbers that are being multiplied will be your base, and what will be your exponent? The exponent, a small number written above and to the right of the base number, tells how many times a base number is being multiplied. Let's take an example here. Here what you have, 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. Okay, if you have a same number, okay, if the same number is going to be multiplied with more than 2 times or with 2 or more than 2 times, so you can write it in another way, like in exponential form. Okay, you can write it down in exponential form. So how will you write it down in exponential form? As you can see here, what you have here, 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. So the number that is going to be multiplied, that will be your base. Okay, what it will be? It will be your base, and that how many times the base number is being multiplied, that will be your exponent. So how many times base number is multiplying here? It is multiplying here 3 times. So what you will write? You will write your base, that is 5, and then exponent 3. So what does it mean? It means your base is going to be multiplied with 3 times. Okay. Now, how to read it? Okay, how will you read the exponential form? Okay, how will you read the exponential form? If you have a number just like you can see here, b multiplied by b. As you can see, b multiplied by b, b is the number that is multiplying here. So b will become your base, and how many times it is multiplying here? It is multiplying here 2 times. So you will write b is 2. So how will you read it? You will read it in this way. B squared means if you have exponent 2, so you will not say exponent 2 power 2, you will simply say square. Okay, you will simply say square. Similarly, if your exponent is 3, okay, just as you can see here, y multiplied by y multiplied by y means the base number is y, and how many times it is multiplying here? Here it is multiplying here 3 times. So you will write this can y exponent 3, but how will you read it? You will read it y cubed. So if your exponent is 3, so you will simply read y cubed, and if your exponent is 2, you will simply read y squared. But what about if you have exponent more than 3, like 4, 5, 6 and 7? So if you have other exponents like 4, 5, 6 and 7, so simply read it like in this way. Just suppose, as you can see here, your base number is 5, and 5 is going to be multiplied here 5 times. So this can be read as p to the power 5 simply. Okay, you will read it p to the power 5. If it has exponents 8 here, so you will read p to the power 8. Okay. Now move on to the next one. Okay, before starting exercise number 9.2, let's quickly revise this thing. Just suppose, what is this? If you have this type of term that is given in your question, so what they will call, what each number or each value will called. First of all, this will be called sign, plus or minus sign. Okay, and it is very important that you have to consider the sign that is written before the value. Okay. Then this is your coefficient, the number that is going to be multiplied with your variable. The number that is going to be multiplied with your variable will be your coefficient. This is your base, or you can say variable. Okay, this is your base as well as your variable. Okay, I am repeating again. This is your base as well as your variable. Okay, and this is your exponent. Okay, this is your exponent, and the whole term is called as term. The whole term is called as term. Now we are going to start exercise number 9.2. Now we are going to start exercise number 9.2. So what is the question here? Arrange the terms. Okay, you have to arrange the terms of the following expressions. First in descending order, then in ascending order. Okay, I am repeating here again. If you have any algebraic expression that are comprises of variables, coefficients and exponents, so you will arrange them with the help of their exponent, okay, not with the help of their coefficients. Okay, I am repeating again. If you have any expression, so how will you arrange it? You will arrange it with the help of their exponent, not with the help of their power, not with the help of their variables. So as you can see here, what you have here, you have same variables like b. Okay, here you have the variables that are same, but you can see that there are different exponents here. So if you can see here, the exponent is 3, here exponent is 4, here exponent is 2, and if you want talk about this one, so what will be the exponent here? Obviously the exponent here is 0. There is nothing exponent, so you will consider the exponent is 0 here, and here you will consider the exponent is 1. Okay, the exponent here is 1. Okay, so you have to arrange them first in descending order. So obviously in descending order you will arrange the number starting from the highest power or highest exponent to the lowest power or lowest exponent. So what will be the highest exponent here? Obviously this 3b4. So you will write first 3b4, then plus 4b cubed, okay, minus, okay, minus sign is must, okay, minus sign is must, minus 4b square, and then obviously after 2 what will come? Obviously 1. So where is the power 1? This 2b has the power 1, so you will simply write minus 2b, and at the end you will write plus 1, because here it is the power of b is 0. Okay, here the power of b is 0, that's why we are going, power of b is 0, that's why we are going to write 1 at the last. So the highest power is 4, then 3, then 2, then 1, and then 0. Okay, so this is the way to arrange any given expression in ascending and descending order with respect to their exponents. Now we are simply going to arrange it in ascending order. So obviously we will write the reverse of this order, but please keep it in your mind that you have to change it along with their sign. You have to arrange it with their sign. Just suppose here what you have, plus 1, so simply you will write 1. Then here you have minus 2, so you will simply write minus 2b, so you will simply write here minus 2b, then minus 4b square, then plus 4b cubed, and the last plus 3b4. Okay, plus 3b4. Okay, so this is the way to arrange it. Means you have to arrange them with the help of their exponents. You have to arrange them with the help of their exponents. Okay students, now move to the next same exercise and next question. So what you have question here, you have a question, arrange the terms of the following expressions first in descending order, then in ascending order with respect to variable x. Okay, so students, with respect to variable x means what? As you can see here in this question, you have, if you look into this term, the term number 1, as you can see here, you have two different variables, variable x and variable z. Okay, so how will you arrange it? Means you will consider which exponent, the exponent of x or the exponent of z. So obviously, as in the question it is given to you that you have to you have to arrange it with respect to the variable x. It means you have to consider the variable x exponent. Okay, so like if you can see here, what you have here, you have the exponent 6. Okay, here you have the exponent of x, that is 5. Here you have exponent of x is 3. Here the exponent of x is 9. And here the exponent of x is 1. Means if nothing is written here, so you will assume that your exponent here is 1. Okay. Now what you have to do, you have to arrange it first in descending order and then in ascending order. So what will be your descending order here? Let's check it out. So from where you will start? You will start from this one. Okay, you will start from this one. So you will write first this one, 6x to the power 9. Okay, 6x to the power 9. Why 6x to the power 9? Because 9 is the highest power. Means in descending order you have to arrange from highest to the lowest. So highest exponent here is 9. So first you will write 6x9. Then this one, as you can see here, it has minus sign. So you will simply write minus 2x to the power 6z. Then you will write out this one, the plus 5x to the power 5z6. And then this one, minus 4x cube z4. And then this one, minus 7x z cube. Okay, so you will arrange each and every term with respect to the variable x, or in x what you will consider the exponent. Means in descending order you will start from the highest term to the lowest exponent, highest exponent to the lowest exponent. Now if you want to write down the ascending order of this, okay, if you want to find out the ascending order of this, so what you will do? So what you will do, you will start from the lowest one in ascending order, lowest term. Lowest term is what you have here. The lowest term here you have x, that has 1 power, or next is 3, then this, and then this. So this is the way to write it down. So simply you will write it down in this way. 1 minute, I'm going to erase this thing. Now look at here. This term has power 1, but it has minus sign, so you will write minus 7x z cube. Then what you have here, this one, if you look into this one, so what it will have, it has again minus sign. So simply you will write minus 4x cube z4. Then this one, okay, so plus 5x5 z6. And then this one, minus 2x6z. And then the last one, this, plus 6x to the power 9. Means you have to arrange from lowest exponent to the highest exponent. So lowest exponent here is 1, then 3, then 5, then 6, and then 9. Okay, so what you have learned today in this slide is that if you have multiple variables in single term, so you will arrange it with respect to the given variable. Means here you have to arrange it with respect to variable x, so you will arrange it with respect to the variable x exponent. Okay, highest to lower, if you are want to arrange it in descending order, so you will move from higher power to the lower power. And if you want to arrange it in ascending order, so you will move from lower power to higher power. I hope it is clear to all of you, and this is the end of the lecture, students. And you know, today is your monthly test, so please make it sure that you are going to attempt the right answer. And if you have any problem in any question, so please first solve it in your copies. Okay, first solve it in your copies and then write the answer. Okay, now what you have to do here, you have to solve this one. Okay, solve this one. What you have here, X boys share rupees Y among themselves. So find the share of each boy. What you have to find out here, you have to find out the share of each boy. So this is my question for Alina Salman. So please give me the answer. I am waiting for your answer, all of you. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is rupees. You will simply write rupees Y upon X. Okay, or you can say, you will simply write it down, rupees Y upon X inside the bracket. Okay, why we are taking Y as a numerator? Because Y is my amount. Okay, so that's why I'm going to take Y as a numerator. Okay, now move on to the next one. Now solve this one, students. This one. Arrange the given expression first in descending order, then in ascending order. I know you are taking a lot of time. Okay, so the correct answer, the descending order of this will be, first you will write this term. So you will write 3y4, then plus 5y cube, then minus 5y cube, then what you have, minus 8y, and then plus 1. Okay, student, is it clear? Beta, what are you doing? Basically, you are taking wrong sign. And Abdullah Irfan, especially you, please arrange it with the sign as well. Do not forget to place the sign. Abdullah Irfan, I am talking to you. Okay. Okay, now solve, arrange it in ascending order. Kindly arrange it in ascending order. Okay, students, so what will be the ascending order of this one? So that ascending order of this one will be 1 minus 8y minus 5y squared plus 5y cube plus 3y4. Okay, so this is the way to arrange it in ascending and descending order with respect to their power along with their sign. Okay, students, that's all for today's lecture. If you want to ask anything, please ask and write it down in the chat box. I am waiting for your questions. Okay, so you are not interested in asking any question. Okay, monthly test, obviously it will be conducted in the MCQs form. Okay, MCQs based monthly test will be conducted today, and today is your monthly test, first monthly test of math. Okay, I know Hadika Salim, you have got 23 marks. That's good. Okay, students, that's all for today's lecture. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with me. I'm always very thankful to you. Thanks a lot.